Hello, G students, welcome to this tutorial in Oxford GCSE ESL English as a Second Language 9280 writing paper, letter writing. Here is the question. Let's see and comment and analyze the candidate's response and why this candidate got the full mark for his response, why he awarded 12 out of 12 marks, to compare it to the question and the student response in the previous video. Here is the question again. To just remind you, write a letter to a friend asking them to help you with the voluntary work. Here are the bullet points. You must write about what the voluntary work is and why you want to do the voluntary work and why your friend should help. To analyze the question as we agreed earlier, number one, a friend, so it means the piece of writing is informal writing. Asking them to help, so it means you will use a request language and request expressions. With the voluntary work, it means your main topic is about a voluntary work in which you will provide it in your introduction. So in your introduction in the letter, you would refer to the voluntary work and the reason for writing. In the bullet points, body paragraphs of the letter, so you must cover the 3 bullet points in the body paragraph. To be sure that the style of language is informal. And who is your targeted audience? Your audience is a friend. The topic is about what? Asking for help with the voluntary work. Pay attention to that. This way is a beneficial style to how to plan your piece of writing before you start writing. Let's go to the example and how the students respond to this question. Just a reminder, your piece of writing is assessed based on the content and communication, which means that the response is relevant and detailed. Very important to be relevant and really detailed and developed piece of writing. And communicate is clear. There is no vague ideas and there is no delay in communication. Also, full coverage of the key points. You must cover the 3 bullet points equally. And in terms of language, 6 points. Spelling and punctuation are accurate. So in terms of accuracy, it's really important to focus on accuracy. Also, using wide variety and appropriate vocabulary, which commented before as to be advanced and complex vocabulary. And in terms of grammar, you should use complex structures of grammar, not that simple one. Okay, here is the response of the student. The student here said, Dear Sally, greetings. How is it going? A good way of informal style. I am very sorry I haven't written for ages. This is a way to start your letter, which is apologize. The student in the previous response didn't start in this way, but it's just till the end of the week when I will finish exams, and this is why he didn't write to his friend for this period of time. So you apologized for your friend for why you didn't write for this ages or for weeks or for a couple of months and so on. Provide the reason for why. What is your excuse for not writing? Well, good way of informal beginning. and it's an excellent way of or to show variety of sentence starters. To start your sentences in different way. We'll see and comment on this again. Indeed, your help. I need your help. So he told him here that he needs his help about what? Last week, I found a charity. This is what is the volunteer work? This is related to bullet point 1. Last week, I found a charity for homeless people that actually has an amazing reputation. Full stop. This sentence is a good way to use complex grammatical structures. Okay? Punctuation is excellent. Ideas are clear. Can you believe that? This is a way of creating interest or a way to personalize your writing, to show the informal tone. Okay? It took part in almost all of the voluntary work related to homeless people in Egypt. Full stop. So again, he used here a complex structures of sentence, and this is a good way to get the full mark. Of course, he again started his sentence with an introductory phrases like well and like of course. You will ask about what specifically they do. Here, he didn't tell him directly that what this volunteer work is doing, what it's targeting, but he used a friendly tone. How he created the friendly tone here by asking him a question as if he is chatting or talking to his friend. Then he said, but let me surprise you. Again, he is addressing his friend directly as if he is talking to him directly, and this is a good way of informal style. Everything. He will tell him everything. Starting with educating people about how to help homeless and ending with raising money and sending some to homes built by the government. What do you think of this idea? This idea is very well developed. Ideas are very clear. Complex ideas are clarified in a perfect supported way. So he supported his ideas here by explaining in a developed way. He explained or illustrated what kind of voluntary work is he doing and what kind of work this volunteer work is specialized in. Good way. He moved here to develop another bullet point. Okay, he developed another bullet point here. He said, number 2, it's Sally, the whole idea that there are some young girls and boys out here in the streets with no place to call home just hurts me. This idea, the second bullet point for why you will take or participate in this volunteer work. He developed the idea of the reason that people who are homeless hurts him, but he introduced his idea in a great and developed manner. He said here that the whole idea that there are some young girls and boys out there in streets with no place to call home just hurts me. This is why he didn't tell him directly, I decided to participate in this volunteer work to participate the people who don't have homes. Okay, this is a really boring and dull way to develop idea, but this way is a really interesting way to develop it. And this shows that the student is capable of using the complex and advanced language. How can we just ignore the fact that they deal with many issues? They aren't supposed to face such young age. I mean that we must help them. Here he is explaining the idea of helping these homeless people because they are not supposed to suffer in this early age. To be honest, this is an introductory phrase again. Introductory phrase. What encouraged me to ask for your help is that. Here is he trying to cover the bullet point number 3, that why you ask your friend or why your friend must be in help. He said, what encouraged me to ask more for your help is that I know you have been searching for some volunteer work to do. So here it is. So he told him that why I asked you for your help, because I know that you are looking for that kind of volunteer work. You and I will meet there and they will give us some tasks to do. As simple as that. Trust me. He said, trust me as well, that it is an informal way. He is chatting with his friend, and he ended his letter by saying, waiting to hear from you. Waiting to hear from you. As you see here, the whole response is a kind of perfect response. Let's see the examiner comment here. He said, communication is clear. We commented in this point that all ideas are clear. There's no delay in communication. All ideas are clear and there's none of vague ideas that need to be clarified by the writer. And response is relevant. Already the student covered the 3 bullet points. As we know here, ideas are detailed as we commented, and he used as well a wide variety of appropriate vocabulary, and also the grammatical structures are perfect. The student has written more words than is needed. We know that the maximum number of words he is giving us is 70 words, and here the student has exceeded the word limit. But let's see that the word limit here is just approximate, as the mark scheme referred to. Yet the standard of the work doesn't reduce, and the examiner has to credit all work produced. It means that you will be marked and you will be rewarded based on all what you write, even if you exceeded the word limit. However, it's recommended to commit to the suggested word number. He has said any work you produce will be credited. It's better to commit to the suggested word count. Wait us for next tutorials about a successful tips of how to write a full mark letter, a grade 9 letter, from the introduction to the end. Enjoy your day and goodbye.